Hi class, my name is Sebastian Montesinos and I want to be a psychiatrist. The duties of a psychiatrist are diagnosing, treating, and preventing mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders with people. Generally, when somebody thinks of a psychiatrist, they immediately think of a shrink, and I guess they aren't wrong. Psychiatrists get to diagnose a lot of patients. If somebody has actual clinical depression, for example, they would go and be diagnosed by a psychiatrist. This includes children, and some treatments that are used for such diagnoses would be psychotherapy, medications, psychosocial interventions, and other things as well, depending on the severity on the person, and of course whether the treatment that they're currently on is working. For example, if somebody's on medication and that doesn't seem to be working, then treatment can change, because not everything is treated the same way. Some of the medications that are used when they work would be antidepressants, antipsychotic medication, sedatives, anxiolytics, hypnotics, mood stabilizers, stimulants, and such things. These are, like I said, the reason you would have to go to a psychiatrist, because a lot of these things, if not all of them, tend to be controlled substances, and that is one of the tough things that a psychiatrist has to deal with, is choosing who to allow to have these substances and where do they draw the line. Some required education with psychiatry would be to get your MD, as psychiatrists are doctors specializing in more the mental aspect of such. They can conduct psychotherapy and prescribe medications, like I stated earlier. So you would need to go to medical school. You would also require a state license for wherever you are practicing, as well as a board certification, which includes a fairly substantial test that you have to pass. Residency, of course, like any medical profession. So my personal 4-year plan is actually more of a 1.5-year plan, considering I'll be graduating before next year, summer next year. So I'll be taking 14 credit semesters in order to get that achieved. I'll also need to take 1 class on my off track. I'll be taking an internship position this summer. I'll also apply for schools and to further my education at my last semester here at BYU. And then I graduate. So the reason I chose psychology is because I find it extremely interesting. I love helping people. It's actually brings me back to high school, and a person I met, and she turned out to have schizophrenia, and my journey with her and that illness. Unfortunately, it didn't end well for her, and I don't know, I think that was one of the big catalysts that made me really want to study psychology. I want to know everything on psychology. I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with it, though. So, compared to chapter 13, I think maybe half and half. I do have a very strong interest in this subject, and I do want to become a professional psychologist, but some of these things I might not fit too well with, like to figure myself out. I don't really think that to be me, but for the most part, yeah. I agree with chapter 13. Those are some good reasons. And I'm sure that at least the top 3 reasons, people under those categories, I'm sure they can actually make it. Well, that was my presentation. Thank you for listening, and good luck, guys.